Menstruation is a natural process, but riddled with myths, taboos, and stigmas. According to the research conducted by UNESCO for PNG's Keep Girls in School initiative, 24% of people aged 15 to 24 years fail to adopt appropriate menstrual hygiene practices.
I would like to introduce Spotlight Red, a groundbreaking partnership between UNESCO New Delhi Multi-Sectoral Regional Office and Procter & Gamble Whisper India, dedicated to promoting menstrual health and hygiene management in India.
Public-private partnerships can create innovative solutions to bridge the gap between knowledge givers and seekers. The Keep Girls in School initiative is one such example of building awareness around menstrual health and hygiene education.
Keep Girls in School is a campaign, but it's really the brand philosophy and mission to drive the right menstrual education and hygiene and products to every girl in India. We know that girls in India today miss a few days of school every month, and over time, it leads to 1 out of 5 girls dropping out of school completely. This is a problem that Whisper as a brand wants to take up and talk about in communication as well as with acts on the ground.
Let's begin with the module on nutrition, health and hygiene.
पौष्टिक आहार बच्चे के संपूर्ण विकास के लिए अनिवार्य है. And all the components, proteins, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins and minerals under such wonderful schemes in our country have been brought together in this module to make it effective and also user-friendly by any population across the country.
To implement these schemes and policies, training teachers is as important as facilitating early menstruators, since teachers happen to be one of the first influencers children interact with.
The entire intention of the module is to give support to teachers if they require, so that they are able to talk to students about this issue in the class and conduct activities. It's important to tell teachers the right information and also help them in terms of activities that they can conduct with different children across age groups.
Our research showed that 71% girls know nothing about menstruation before their first period. Teachers can bring in this change by introducing period education in the early childhood years and create content that they can connect with easily.
When we look at content, for example, when we look at the messaging, when we look at the delivery and the provision of menstrual health education, there were several gaps that needed addressing. And that's where the early childhood to tertiary education module comes in. It is, in a way, an answer to these needs, which is a very real need for a comprehensive and an inclusive, age-appropriate, relevant, targeted messaging.
Improved messaging can only work when we change the societal perception of menstruation. Open channels of communication can change that and break the barriers of gendered norms and stereotypes. Menstruators who don't identify as cis women often face added layers of prejudice,
where they are going through a puzzling experience and might not be provided the comfort and the dignity by their peer group and their teachers who are supposed to comfort them and guide them through the process.
While discussing menstruation, we must include the needs of girls with disabilities. Through sustained efforts, we can ensure their otherwise limited access to clean and safe wash facilities.
Girls with disability or any other students with disability would have the same need or the same issue. So there needs to be a little more accommodation, there need to be a little more reasonable accommodation around making these things easier for everybody to manage and handle.
It is essential to understand the gaps that exist in policies related to safe menstrual health and hygiene management to improve their implementation for the future.
The purpose is to also provide a comprehensive understanding of the discourse around menstrual health and hygiene management rather than talking merely in terms of challenges.
Conversations about menstrual health and hygiene must be normalised. As mothers, daughters, sisters, family members, policy makers and educators, we must ensure a safe and holistic environment to discuss this very natural process.
It's important for us to involve not just the parents but also the teachers to prepare a young girl for menarche so that she's not caught unawares when she starts her periods. But I would go beyond that and say let us also involve the father and the brother
the whole family should be involved when Minaki is involved, because these young boys will only grow up to be fathers, brothers, sons. So that's basic respect for any female who's menstruating should start right at home.
Schools, administrators, and private players can join hands to create a safe and dignified environment for period management to keep girls in school.